The alarm stopped, but the fear did not. The creature lay chained in the center of the medical bay, its massive chest rising and falling in uneven breaths. Thick, dark blood pooled beneath it, steaming as it touched the cold metal floor. No one dared move closer. Every alien in the room knew the stories. This beast had torn through armored squads before. It had crushed ships. It was called untouchable for a reason. Doctors from 5 species stood behind a reinforced barrier. Their tools hovered uselessly in the air. Every scan showed the same truth. The creature was dying, and no one was willing to save it. The beast shifted slightly. One glowing eye opened, full of pain and confusion. A low growl rolled from its throat, deep and broken. Several aliens stepped back in fear. The chains rattled, though the creature did not try to break free. It did not roar. It did not attack. It only breathed and waited. "This is pointless," said one of the senior medics. "If it wakes fully, it will kill us all." "It is already killing itself," another replied. "Internal damage is severe." "Then end it," a third voice said coldly. "Before it wakes." Behind them, near the doorway, stood a human named Alice Marr. He was not a doctor. He was a maintenance worker, assigned to clean the lower medical decks. He held a simple tool case in one hand and watched the creature in silence. Alice had seen injured machines before. Broken engines. Crushed drones. Things everyone else had given up on. He had learned that damage did not always mean danger. Sometimes broken things were just scared. The creature let out a soft sound. Not a roar. Not a threat. It sounded almost like a low cry. Alice frowned. "That noise?" one alien said nervously. "It is preparing to strike." Alice shook his head slowly. "No," he said. His voice was calm, quiet. "That's not anger." Every alien turned toward him. "You are human," one said sharply. "You do not understand this species." Alice did not look away from the beast. "I understand pain," he said. "And that thing isn't a lot of it." The lead medic clicked his mandibles in frustration. "This creature has killed hundreds. It cannot be treated." Alice took a slow step forward. Several alarms sounded at once. "Stop," someone shouted. Alice raised his empty hand. "I'm not armed," he said. "I just want to look." The barrier shimmered between him and the creature. On the other side, the beast's eye focused on Alice. His breathing hitched. The chains tightened as its muscles tensed, but it still did not strike. Alice swallowed. Up close, the creature was even larger than he expected. Its hide was cracked and burned. Deep wounds cut across its side, still glowing faintly from internal heat. Any one of them would have killed a normal being. Alice leaned closer to the barrier and spoke softly. "Hey there," he said. "Yeah, I see you. I know it hurts." The room went silent. The creature's growl faded. Its eye narrowed, studying him. "That is impossible," one alien whispered. "It should be attacking." Alice knelt slowly, keeping his movements clear and steady. "You're stuck," he said gently. "Scared. Everyone's yelling." "I get it." The beast released a long, shaky breath. Medical sensors spiked, then slowly dropped. The lead medic stared at the readings. "Its stress levels, they are decreasing." Alice did not smile. He stayed focused. "You're not alone," he said. "I've got you. Just stay still." A low rumble came from the creature's chest. Not a threat. Not a roar. It sounded almost like relief. The aliens watched in stunned silence. Alice turned slightly. "You said it's internal damage, right?" "Yes," the medic said cautiously. "Severe trauma. But treatment would require proximity." Alice nodded. "Then someone needs to get close." "You will die," another alien said. Alice shrugged. "Maybe. But if nobody tries, it definitely will." He stepped back and looked at the barrier controls. "Lower it," he said. "No," several voices answered at once. Alice met the lead medic's eyes. "You brought it here to heal it," he said. "Or to justify killing it?" The medic hesitated. The creature coughed, blood splattering the floor. That decided it. The barrier lowered halfway. Alice moved forward, slow and careful. The heat from the creature washed over him. The smell of burned flesh made his stomach turn, but he did not stop. He crouched near the beast's head, close enough to touch, but he did not reach out. The creature's eye locked onto his. Alice spoke again, barely above a whisper. "Easy, buddy. I'm not here to hurt you." The chains creaked as the beast shifted. One massive claw twitched. Every alien in the room prepared to flee. Then the claw relaxed. Alice exhaled slowly. His hands shook, but he kept them visible. "That's it," he said. "Good job." The medical sensor spiked again, then settled lower than before. The lead medic's voice trembled. It is allowing you near. Ellis nodded. Because it knows I'm not a threat. He reached out at last and placed his hand gently against the creature's hide. It was hot, rough, and trembling beneath his palm. The beast did not attack. Instead, it leaned into the touch just slightly. Silence filled the medical bay. In that moment, every alien present realized something they had never considered before. The untouchable creature was not a monster. And the weakest species in the room had just done what none of them could. The beast closed its eye. And for the first time since it was captured, it began to rest. The medical bay stayed silent long after the creature closed its eye. No one moved. No one breathed too loudly. The massive beast lay still, its chest rising in slow, heavy motion. Ellis kept his hand on its side, feeling the heat and the deep vibration of life beneath the cracked hide. The alien doctors stared at the scene in disbelief. The creature that had terrified fleets now rested while a human maintenance worker knelt beside it like a calm shadow. Ellis slowly pulled his hand back and stayed low. He did not stand. He did not turn his back. He remembered every rule he had learned fixing dangerous machines. Sudden moves caused panic. Panic caused damage. It's still breathing steady, one medic said quietly, reading the sensors. Yes, another replied. Heart rate is lowering. Ellis looked over his shoulder. Can you treat it now? He asked. While it's calm. The lead medic hesitated. We have never treated this species directly. Ellis nodded. Then copy what I'm doing. Slow. Quiet. No sharp moves. The medic clicked his mandibles, nervous but focused. Lower the lights, he ordered. Reduce noise. Disable alarm tones. The room dimmed. Machines shifted to silent mode. The medical bay, once loud and tense, became calm and still. Ellis turned back to the creature. Its eye opened slightly, just enough to see him. A low sound vibrated in its chest. I'm still here, Ellis whispered. You're doing good. The sound softened. One of the smaller alien medics stepped forward, holding a hovering scanner. The scanner buzzed faintly as it moved closer. The creature's muscles tensed. Ellis raised his hand without looking away from the beast. Wait, he said. Let me warn it. The medic froze. Ellis leaned closer and spoke softly. Something's going to touch you, he said. It won't hurt. I promise. The scanner moved again, slower this time. The creature did not strike. The scanner passed over the damaged areas, projecting internal images into the air. The injuries were worse than anyone expected. Crushed organs. Fractured inner plates. Energy burns deep inside. It should be dead, one alien whispered. Ellis shook his head. It's tough, he said. But tough doesn't mean painless. The creature released a weak rumble. Ellis recognized the sound. He had heard it before, working around heavy engines pushed past their limits. That strain, Ellis said. It's holding itself together. The lead medic nodded slowly. We must stabilize it. Slowly. Ellis stayed where he was while the medics worked around him. He became the center point, the calm place the creature focused on while unfamiliar tools touched its body. Whenever the creature shifted or tensed, Ellis spoke. That's it. Easy. I've got you. You're safe right now. Each time the tension faded. Hours passed. Sweat ran down Ellis's back. His knees ached. His hands trembled from staying so still for so long. But he did not move away. At one point, the creature's eye opened fully and fixed on Ellis's face. The gaze was sharp, aware, and full of emotion Ellis did not expect. Fear. Ellis swallowed. I know, he whispered. I'd be scared too. The creature made a soft sound, almost questioning. You don't have to fight, Ellis said. Not here. The sound faded. By the time the main treatment phase ended, the creature's vital signs had stabilized. The bleeding slowed. Internal pressure dropped. The lead medic stepped back, stunned. We have never seen this, he said. It allowed full treatment. Ellis finally leaned back, careful and slow. It trusted us, he said. That's the difference. An alarm beeped lightly. A new scan result appeared. Neural activity shows high intelligence, a medic said. Emotional response patterns as well. Ellis blinked. It understands us? Yes, the medic replied. More than we thought. Ellis looked back at the creature. Then it understood every threat you made about killing it, he said quietly. The room fell silent. Ellis stood slowly for the first time. The creature watched him but did not react. Ellis gave a small nod, like one worker to another after a hard job. I'll be back, he said. Don't go anywhere. A few aliens let out nervous sounds. Ellis walked to the sink and washed his hands. His reflection stared back at him, pale and tired. What did you do? One medic asked softly behind him. Ellis shrugged. I treated it like a scared living thing, he said. Not a problem to remove. The lead medic stepped closer. Humans, he said slowly, are known for endurance and invention. But this is something else. Ellis dried his hands. We fix things that others give up on, he said. Sometimes those things breathe. Before Ellis could leave, a deep sound rolled through the bay. The creature shifted its head slightly, following him with its eye. Ellis paused. He walked back and placed his hand on the creature's hide one more time. Rest, he said. I'll handle the scary stuff out here. The creature closed its eye again. As Ellis exited the medical bay, the aliens remained frozen in place, staring at the being they had feared for generations. For the first time they did not see a beast. They saw a patient. And they began to wonder what else they had misunderstood about humans. Ellis returned to the medical bay at the start of the next cycle. The lights were low, the machines quiet. The creature was still there, larger than ever in the dim light, but no longer thrashing or chained tight. The restraints had been loosened. That alone shocked many on the station. Ellis paused at the doorway. He did not rush in. He waited. The creature's eye opened slowly. It found him at once. Ellis raised his hand slightly. Hey, he said in a soft voice. It's me. The creature did not growl. Its chest rose and fell in a slow rhythm. Sensors showed steady signs. Calm signs. Alien medics watched from behind a shield, tense but curious. They had argued all night about what to do next. Some wanted the restraints back. Others wanted the creature moved. None of them wanted to be close. Ellis walked in, slow step by slow step. He stopped several paces away and sat on the floor. He did not reach out. He did not stare. He simply stayed. Minutes passed. The creature shifted. One massive limb moved, not toward Ellis but closer to its own body. A defensive move but not an attack. Ellis nodded. That's fine, he said. Take your time. A low sound came from the creature's chest. It was not pain. Not anger. Curiosity. One of the medics whispered, It is watching him like a bonded kin. Another replied, Impossible. Ellis leaned forward slightly. They fixed you up some, he said. Still hurts, I know. But you're stronger now. The creature's eye narrowed, focused. His breathing slowed even more. Ellis took a small tool from his pocket. Not a weapon. Just a light. He turned it on and angled it toward the floor, not the creature. Just light, he said. Nothing bad. The creature did not react. Trust grew in quiet moments like that. No orders. No force. Only patience. Over the next hours, Ellis stayed close. When the medics needed to adjust machines or apply treatment, Ellis warned the creature first. He spoke every time. Come. Simple. Honest. This might feel cold. That will pinch. Almost done. Each time the creature stayed still. At one point, a young alien medic dropped a tool. It clanged loudly on the floor. The creature reacted instantly. Its head lifted. Muscles tensed. Heat spiked. Alarms began to sound. Ellis stood without thinking and placed himself between the creature and the noise. He did not shout. He did not run. Easy, he said, steady and firm. It's okay. Just a sound. The creature's eye locked on him. Seconds stretched. Then the tension broke. The creature lowered its head again. The alarms were shut off at once. The room exhaled. The lead medic stared at Ellis. It chose you, he said quietly. Ellis shook his head. No, he replied. It chose not to be afraid. Later that cycle, the creature did something no one expected. It moved closer. Not suddenly. Not fast. It shifted its massive body just enough that its head rested nearer to Ellis's usual spot on the floor. The motion was careful, controlled. Ellis froze, then slowly sat down again. The creature's hide brushed his shoulder. Ellis did not pull away. It trusts you, one medic whispered, fear and wonder mixed together. Ellis felt the heat through his clothes. He felt the deep vibration of the creature's breathing. He also felt something else. Understanding. You don't want to be alone, Ellis said softly. The creature released a deep, low sound. This one was different. It was steady. Almost warm. Scans confirmed it. Emotional response levels changed. The creature was not just calmer. It was bonding. That revelation spread across the station fast. Scientists, officers, and leaders watched recordings again and again. A species thought to be a mindless beast was showing clear signs of emotional connection. And it had chosen a human. On the third visit, Ellis brought food. Not for himself. Carefully prepared nutrient blocks, adjusted to the creature's biology. "I don't know if you're hungry," he said. "But we can try." He placed the food on the floor and slid it forward with his foot. The creature sniffed the air. Slowly, carefully, it leaned forward and took the food with gentle precision. Gentle. The room erupted into quiet shock. "That jaw can crush starship hulls," someone whispered. Ellis smiled faintly. "Yeah," he said. "But it knows when not to." The creature ate, then rested again. When Ellis stood to leave, the creature shifted, blocking his path slightly. Ellis paused. "I'll be back," he said. "I promise." The creature studied him, then moved aside. Trust had crossed a line that fear could not reach. By the end of the cycle, the station changed its status report. The creature was no longer listed as a threat. It was listed as a patient under human supervision. And in quiet corners of the station, aliens began asking questions they had never asked before. If a human could calm the most feared beast in the galaxy, what else had they been wrong about? Deep in the station archives, a junior analyst replayed ancient records linked to the beast's genetic code. The files were old, damaged, and marked as unreliable. Most had been ignored for centuries. But now, with the creature calm and alive, the data was checked again. What the analyst found changed everything. The creature was not a wild monster species. It never had been. It was a guardian. The records showed images from long ago. Ancient star systems. Young civilizations. And standing beside them were creatures just like the one resting in the medical bay. They were larger, stronger, and faster than most species, but they were not conquerors. They were protectors. They guarded cities, trade routes, and even children. They bonded to those they protected. They fought only when needed. They did not flee. They did not betray. But something had gone wrong. Centuries ago, during a major galactic war, these guardians were used as living weapons. Forced into battle after battle. Their bonds were broken. Their protectors were killed. Over time, fear replaced trust. Pain replaced purpose. Other species stopped seeing guardians. They saw beasts. By the time the war ended, the guardian species was hunted, captured, or killed on sight. The stories changed. Truth faded. Fear took its place. The analyst sent the data to the medical bay. When the lead medic read it, his limbs shook. "We were wrong," he whispered. Ellis was sitting beside the creature when they told him. "They were protectors," the medic said. "Not monsters. Not animals." Ellis looked at the massive being resting near him. Its eye was half open, watching him. "I know," Ellis said quietly. The medic stared. "You knew?" Ellis nodded. It never acted like a killer. Only like something tired of being afraid. As if sensing the shift in the room, the creature lifted its head slightly. Ellis placed a hand against its hide. "You hear that?" Ellis said softly. "They finally remembered who you are." The creature released a low, steady sound. It was not loud. It was not angry. It sounded like relief. With the truth revealed, everything changed fast. Security orders were updated. Weapons were removed from the medical bay. The heavy restraints were fully unlocked, though still present in case of emergency. The creature did not try to leave. It stayed close to Ellis. Scans showed improved healing once the stress levels dropped further. The creature's body responded better to treatment now that it was not in constant fear. One alien scientist watched from behind the glass. "It heals faster when the human is present," she said. "Yes," another replied. As if trust is part of its biology. Ellis did not like the attention, but he understood the weight of the moment. This was bigger than one creature. This was history being corrected. The station council gathered for an emergency meeting. Some leaders resisted the findings. "One creature does not change centuries of evidence," one said. "It does when that evidence was built on fear," another replied. A recording was played. It showed Ellis standing between the creature and danger. It showed the creature shielding Ellis when alarms sounded. It showed gentle feeding, calm breathing, and bonding behavior impossible to fake. Silence followed. At the end of the meeting, a decision was made. The guardian species would no longer be classified as hostile by default. And humans would be listed as compatible handlers. When Ellis heard that, he frowned. "I'm not a handler," he said. "I'm just someone who listens." The lead medic smiled sadly. "That may be why it works." That cycle, something new happened. The creature tried to communicate. Not with sound alone. With movement. Ellis noticed it shifting in patterns. Pausing. watching his reactions. "You're trying to say something," Ellis murmured. He placed simple shapes on the floor. "Tools. Lights. Markers." The creature responded by tapping them gently, one at a time. Patterns formed. Simple meaning emerged. Fear. Loss. Guard. Alone. Ellis felt his chest tighten. "You were protecting someone," he said softly. "Weren't you?" The creature pressed its head lightly to the floor. Ellis closed his eyes for a moment. "They're gone," he said. "I'm sorry." The creature made a sound that shook the air, not loud but deep and heavy. Grief. From that moment, Ellis understood fully. This was not just a wounded guardian. It was a survivor. News spread across the station and beyond. Other systems requested access to the data. Some resisted. Others listened. For the first time in generations, the story of the beast changed. Ellis stayed by the creature's side as always. He did not speak much. He did not need to. Trust had moved beyond fear. Understanding had replaced violence. And as the creature rested, healed, and slowly reclaimed its strength, one truth became clear to everyone watching. The most feared beast in the galaxy had never needed chains. It had needed someone to say, honestly and without fear, "I've got you." The station no longer felt the same. Where fear once filled the halls, there was now quiet respect. The creature moved freely inside the medical bay, no chains dragging behind it, no weapons pointed at its body. Guards still watched from a distance, but their hands no longer shook. Ellis walked beside the creature as it took slow steps across the reinforced floor. Each movement was careful. Each breath steady. The injuries were healing well now. Not fast but right. "You're getting stronger," Ellis said softly. The creature lowered its massive head slightly, a motion that had become familiar. Not a bow. Not submission. Recognition. Alien doctors watched and recorded everything, but none interfered. They had learned that presence mattered more than pressure. News had spread far beyond the station. Other systems sent observers. Leaders arrived, cautious and curious. They expected a monster. What they saw instead confused them. The feared beast rested calmly beside a human, responding to voice and touch, eyes clear and aware. One visiting commander whispered, "That thing destroyed 3 war cruisers." Ellis heard him. He did not turn. "Yeah," he said. "After people tried to kill it." The commander fell silent. The truth about the guardian species was now public. Old records were restored. Stories rewritten. What had once been called savage was now understood as loyal. What had been hunted was now mourned. But there was one question no one could ignore. What would happen next? The answer came sooner than expected. A distress signal reached the station from a nearby trade route. A civilian convoy was under attack by raiders. Defense ships were too far away. The convoy would not survive long. The council argued. Delay meant death. Action meant risk. Alice stood quietly near the creature as the debate grew louder. The creature lifted its head. Its body tensed, not in fear but in focus. Its eye fixed on the main display showing the attack. Alice felt it before anyone said a word. "You want to go?" he murmured. The creature released a deep, steady sound. The room froze. "You cannot be serious," a council member said. "That creature is a guardian," another interrupted. "This is what it was made to do." All eyes turned to Ellis. He felt the weight of the moment press down on him. "It won't act without trust," he said. "And it won't fight unless it has to." Silence stretched. Finally, the lead council voice spoke. "If we allow this, the human goes too." Ellis nodded. "I wouldn't let it go alone." The launch bay had never seen anything like it. The creature stepped onto a reinforced transport platform, its massive form wrapped in stabilizing fields. Ellis stood beside it, small by comparison, wearing only basic protection gear. As the bay doors opened to space, the creature did not panic. It leaned slightly toward Ellis. "I'm here," Ellis said. "Same as always." The transport launched. When they arrived, chaos filled the void. Raiders swarmed the convoy, firing without care. Ships burned. The creature moved first. Not in rage. In purpose. It positioned itself between the attackers and the convoy, its massive body absorbing fire that would have torn civilian ships apart. It did not strike blindly. It disabled weapons. It pushed attackers away. Protected. Ellis stayed close, guiding, warning, grounding. "Left side," he said. "That ship's scared." The creature responded instantly. The battle ended quickly. The raiders fled. The convoy survived. Across every open channel, stunned voices repeated the same words. "It's protecting them." When the transport returned to the station, no alarms sounded. No weapons locked on. The creature stepped off the platform and stood tall. The station went quiet. Then, slowly, one by one, aliens lowered their heads. Not in fear. In respect. The Council issued a new declaration that cycle. The Guardian species was officially restored as protectors under galactic law. Humans were named their trusted partners. Ellis tried to refuse attention. "I didn't do this," he said. "It chose who it wanted to be." But the galaxy had already learned the lesson. Power without care creates fear. Strength guided by empathy creates trust. Later, in the quiet of the medical bay, Alice sat beside the creature as it rested. "You did good," he said. The creature leaned closer, resting its massive head near him, careful and gentle. Alice smiled, tired but proud. Around them the station moved on. But something had changed forever. The most feared beast in the galaxy was now its newest guardian. And the species once seen as weak had reminded everyone of a truth they had forgotten. Sometimes the bravest thing is not to fight. Sometimes it is to stay calm, reach out and say, "I've got you."